In a significant development for the Green Bay Packers offense, rising star tight end Tucker Kraft has announced that he anticipates being fully ready for Week 1, free of any limitations. This news could be a game changer, and it raises immediate questions about how he will fit into a revamped defensive scheme. Where are you watching from? Leave your thoughts on Kraft's recovery and what it means for the season ahead in the comments. Kraft's recovery journey has been impressive, especially when compared to other players, like Micah Parsons, who may miss the start of the season. Kraft is further along in his rehabilitation process after suffering an ACL injury on November 2nd against the Carolina Panthers in Week 9. The extra time has certainly benefited him, and it shows in his confidence as he prepares for the upcoming season. "I'm doing good," Kraft stated after a recent minicamp practice. "I'm doing better than expected. I really attribute it to the time and commitment I put into my rehabilitation early on in the first 3 months. That really catapulted me to where I am now." This revelation serves as a breath of fresh air for Packers fans who have been anxiously awaiting updates on his recovery. The tight end expressed, "I feel great. My quad looks great. Swelling is minimal to none. No weird pains or aches coming out of my treatment and training. We're really excited to get this ball rolling, and we're going to take off." With his return to the field imminent, Kraft is poised to be one of the most efficient and productive weapons in the Packers' arsenal. Kraft's presence is particularly crucial as the Packers gear up for their season opener against the Minnesota Vikings. His ability to stretch the field and create mismatches can significantly enhance the offensive unit, which has already seen wide receivers Jaden Reed and Christian Watson receive contract extensions. Could Kraft be next in line for a new deal? While he was tight-lipped about the ongoing discussions between his agents and the front office, he did drop a hint that he envisions his entire career in Green Bay. That's a sentiment that will resonate well with the fans who cherish the legacy of players who bleed green and gold. The timing of this update is impeccable for the Packers, coming in early June when teams are beginning to lay the groundwork for the upcoming campaign. Kraft's recovery not only boosts the morale of the team but also sets a tone of optimism that is essential for a successful season. The tight end position has traditionally been a pivotal role in the Packers' offense, and having a healthy, dynamic player like Kraft can transform the way defenses approach Green Bay. As we consider the implications of Kraft's return, it's essential to recognize the broader context of the team's preparations. The Packers are clearly in a period of transition, and with young talent stepping up, the stakes have never felt higher. How they utilize Kraft alongside their other offensive weapons will be critical to their success in the 2026 season. With this foundational news about Kraft, it's only fitting that we turn our attention to the next piece of news impacting the Packers. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into what's unfolding in Green Bay and how it could shape their future.
Jordan Love is now entering his 4th year as the Green Bay Packers starting quarterback, and the stakes couldn't be higher. At just 27 years old, he carries the weight of expectations on his shoulders as he aims to guide Green Bay to a deep playoff run. Although Love has led the team to the playoffs each year since taking the reins, the harsh reality is that they have yet to progress beyond the divisional round. This time around, the landscape is changing. Wide receiver Romeo and offensive lineman Elgton Jenkins are no longer with the team after leaving in free agency. This poses questions about how Love will adapt to a different offensive setup, but he does have some promising playmakers to lean on, one of which is tight end Tucker Kraft. Kraft, who made a name for himself last season, showcased his potential with 32 receptions for 489 yards and 6 touchdowns before a torn ACL in Week 9 cut his season short. Now, as he works his way back from that serious injury, the anticipation builds. Recently, he spoke with reporters about his progress and indicated that while he expects to start training camp on the physically unable to perform (PUP) list, he believes he can ramp up quickly enough to be ready for action come Week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings. My anticipation is, they don't really want us talking about our injuries and stuff, but with how I feel, I would say I'm going to get all the conditioning I need in camp to start Week 1 with no pitch count, Kraft revealed. These words should ignite a spark of hope among Packers fans. Having Kraft on the field as much as possible could prove crucial for a team looking to capitalize on its potential. Drafted in the 3rd round out of South Dakota State in the 2023 NFL Draft, Kraft has quickly become integral to the Packers' offensive strategy. Over 3 seasons, he has tallied 113 receptions for 1,551 yards and 15 touchdowns. His standout performance last year against the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he recorded 7 receptions for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns, demonstrated his capability as an explosive playmaker. After that game, Love voiced his admiration for Kraft, stating, "Anytime he touches the ball, he's going to try to fight for all those yards, and he's just an explosive playmaker." Those sentiments resonate deeply, especially as the Packers gear up for another season. The optimism surrounding Kraft's recovery is palpable. There's a growing belief that he will be 100% ready to take the field when the Packers kick off their 2026 NFL season against their division rivals, the Vikings. This is not just about one player. It's about the entire team and what they can achieve together. The Packers have the talent and the drive, but can they finally break through the barrier that has held them back in past playoff seasons? As we eagerly await the unfolding of this season, it's important to think about how these pieces fit into the bigger puzzle. With Love at the helm and Kraft potentially back in peak form, Green Bay has the opportunity to challenge for supremacy in the NFC North. How do you feel about Kraft's potential impact on the offense? Where are you watching from? Share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going as we dive into the next topic. As we dive into the final segment of our coverage today, there's some intriguing news brewing around the Green Bay Packers and their tight end Tucker Kraft. In a recent interview, Kraft expressed a deep desire to finish his career in the storied franchise, hinting at the importance of loyalty in a league that often seems to prioritize the next big trade. So, where are you watching from, Packers fans? We want to hear your thoughts on Kraft's commitment to Green Bay and what it means for the team's future. Kraft, still in the midst of recovering from a season-ending torn ACL, made his aspirations clear when he stated, "My goal is I want to play for this organization my entire career. I feel like I was spoiled to be drafted here." This sentiment resonates deeply with fans who value the tradition and continuity that players like Kraft hope to embody. His passion for the Packers and recognition of the privilege of wearing the green and gold cannot be understated. While his current contract situation remains a topic of speculation, particularly whether he'll secure a new deal before the season kicks off, there's no denying that Kraft is positioning himself for a significant payday. He indicated confidence in his performance prior to the injury, claiming he felt like the best tight end in the league before tearing his ACL in Week 9. Now, as he looks toward the future, it's fascinating to consider where he fits in the broader landscape of NFL tight ends, especially when the likes of George Kittle are cashing in with staggering contracts that average over $19 million per year. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst has also weighed in, stating earlier this year that extension talks with Kraft's camp are on the horizon. This is encouraging news for fans who want to see the franchise invest in homegrown talent. After all, Kraft's trajectory has been promising. Selected in the third round of the 2023 NFL Draft, he made his mark during his rookie season, appearing in 8 games, catching 32 passes for 489 yards and finding the end zone 6 times. That kind of production is invaluable for a team that has relied heavily on its tight ends. Yet, despite these positive signs, there are underlying concerns. Kraft's recovery from his ACL injury is paramount, not just for his career, but for the Packers' offensive scheme moving forward. The tight end position has evolved into a critical component of successful offenses, and the Packers need Kraft to be at 100% to maximize their potential. Given the injury history that can plague players in the NFL, will Kraft be able to return to form, or will this setback hinder his progress? The tension surrounding contract negotiations and recovery timelines creates a narrative that every fan should pay attention to. The Packers have a history of fostering talent and rewarding loyalty, but they also operate in a league where the next best option is always being considered. It's a fine line, and one that the front office must navigate carefully to ensure that they not only retain Kraft, but also build a championship-caliber team around him. As we close this chapter of today's coverage, we'll be keeping a close eye on developments regarding Tucker Kraft and his future with the Green Bay Packers. This is not just about one player. It's about the future of the franchise and what it means to be a part of the Packers' legacy. What are your thoughts on Kraft's commitment and the implications for his contract situation? Share your opinions in the comments below. And, as always, if you want to stay updated on the latest news surrounding the Packers and beyond, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Packers fans, the road ahead is filled with potential, and together, we'll see how it all unfolds.